What family secret was finally spilled in your family? 1. Found out my uncle is actually my brother. My mom had him when she was so young that my grandparents raised him. 2. My sister cheated on her husband throughout her entire marriage to the point that all 3 of her kids have different biological fathers. Like the reverse of Mamma Mia. 3. When my mother fell ill and I took over her finances, I found thousands of pounds of gambling debt on her credit cards. Then I found adoption papers for a child she'd had before me that she'd never mentioned. Then another family member told me my dad didn't die in a car crash, but committed suicide in prison. 4. My great-great-grandfather was exiled and banned from Missouri for being a sheep thief. 5. After my grandfather passed, we found out he had fathered a child when he was posted in Italy during World War II. He never knew. His mother intercepted any letters from the Italian girl. He came home, met and married my grandmother and had 4 children. I forget who in the family found out, and how. It's crazy to think we have a whole Italian family out there. 6. Relative did not just fall off a bridge with her baby, she jumped. It seems obvious in hindsight, but they reported it differently both in the news and to younger family members. 7. Grandpa was a serious Nazi German war criminal. 8. My great-grandmother wasn't actually Mexican but rather was adopted by a Mexican family from a Chinese family who was being kicked out of Mexico when railroad construction was over. She always had more typically Asian features but only spoke Spanish and it was never really questioned. 23andMe is a hell of a thing. 9. Found out my grandma had a baby as a teenager and was forced to give him up for adoption by my great-grandparents. 40 years later he found us. 10. My mother is kid number 7 of 10. My aunt, kid number 4, who was born in 1945, did her DNA and found out that she has a different father from everyone else. She was devastated. There was always rumor that there was an affair but nobody talked about it. She has so many questions but nobody's alive to answer her.